So Ruth Bader Ginsburg died. So there'll be some controversy with who Trump elects for the next Supreme Justice, whatever. So you got the Democrats saying, no, we can't vote in a new Supreme Court justice until after the election. Because God only knows, because, Donald Trump has already drained that swamp. It's gotten rid of all sorts of justices. Because there's been years and decades and years and decades and decades of you gotta ask yourself, why has Hillary Clinton never gotten charged? For all the murder. Because the Democrats own the DOJ. Even Ruth, whatever her name is, she has spent like 27 years in the Supreme Court. Bought and paid for by George Soros and the Democrat Party. It was about time she died. Everybody knew she was going to die. Saturn and Jupiter are going to aligning. So, from previous videos, I was saying there's going to be a great shift, right? The madness will end. For better or for worse. Like, this election that's coming up is the most important election in the history of in our history, Canadian or otherwise. It is the most important election the world will ever know. And you know damn well the Democrats are going to cheat. You know damn well. And obviously, they're saying that Trump's going to fight it and blah, blah, blah. He's going to want to... stay in office or whatever. It's like a rock and a hard place, man, because everybody that has two brain cells to rub together knows that they're trying to cheat. The vitriol for this president is beyond belief. The Democrats want power more than anything. And it's not because they want to help the people of the world. It's because the globalist agenda is to bring in Agenda 21, Agenda 30. And in Canada, we got the Liberal government, which is also just a globalist party, part of the EU, whatever bullshit, George Soros, whatever fucking corporate foundation that he owns. He supports Black Lives Matter, Antifa. Not just George Soros, there's lots of players, but George Soros being the most predominant one. Everybody knows George Soros. He's a ruthless banker who's brought in countries to their knees because of his banking and bankrupting whole countries. So they sign into the EU and stuff. It's evil. Hey! Just don't go in there, Milo. Sorry, buddy. But, yeah. No, and the Democrats are globalists as well, right? So, gonna come on TV, Milo? Milo. Look, Milo, look. Come over here. I don't know. He's shy, I guess. He doesn't want to be on TV. But anyways. Oh, yeah. But now there's going to be... So there's going to be a lot of controversy on who President Trump elects to be a Supreme Court Justice. And like I was saying earlier, the liberals are the Democrats are already saying that they don't even, he shouldn't even do it until after the election. Maybe there's some truth to that. I don't know. Maybe it's true. Maybe it shouldn't be. But you know, it's just going to be like the Kavanaugh thing. You know, whoever POTUS elects, you know, there's going to be problems, right? Because whatever POTUS does, you know, the Democrats have to fight against it tooth and nail. You know, regardless of all the great things that POTUS has done in the last 4 years, he's done more in 4 years than 30 years of Democrat rule, Bush, Republican in name only. But yeah, you know, it's... But the reason why the Democrats want so much, they're fighting tooth and nail to regain power, is like I was saying earlier, it's like because I want to bring in Agenda 21, Agenda 30. All the pieces are in play. They've been talking about it for over 100 years. And, and when POTUS got in, it totally put their plans back about 4 years. And at least 4 years. So it's more prevalent than ever. It's more prevalent than ever to make sure that the demon rats don't get into power, because they're globalists and they want to bring in this Agenda 21, Agenda 30. The pieces are all in play. The surveillance, the lockdowns, the totalitarianism that's happening in Australia right now. It's all part of the plan. And I was watching something interesting the other day about all these, what is it called? Something cities, all bought and paid for by George Soros, and cities like Victoria in Australia, and a lot of Canadian cities, unfortunately, because we've had liberal government for the Liberals have been in power for God, I don't even know how long. For as long as I've been on this, for as long as I've lived, I think we've only had a conservative government maybe twice in the 4 decades that I've been on this planet. So like some major cities, I think it's called like future cities or something. I wish I could remember the actual name. But like there's a bunch of Canadian cities that are bought into this this future cities thing. I wish I was as smart as like say all these people on the interwebs. They link their stats and whatever. They link their stuff, and I'm no Tim Pool. I can't sit there for hours looking on the interweb. I got better things to do than look on the interwebs. But yeah, there's tons of stuff going on right now, and the Democrats are grabbing at power no matter what. And because they are a part of the globalist agenda in these future cities. In Canada, we got Calgary is signed up, Edmonton signed up, Montreal signed up, of course Toronto, because Toronto is a left-leaning shithole town, shithole city, filled with darkness and immoral behavior and immoral people. Vancouver's another one. Like I know American people probably don't know these cities, but Calgary is pretty big. It has over 1 million people, and Edmonton's roughly the same size. Vancouver, I think Vancouver is the largest city in Western Canada. Owned and operated by China. Vancouver has the highest population of Chinese people outside of China. That's why you can't buy a house in Vancouver for less than fucking $2 million for a crack shack. Because Chinese nationalists, they come in there and they buy up all the land, and Saudi princes and everything else. They come up and buy whole entire buildings. There's stories of one Saudi prince that bought a whole skyscraper, and the whole one floor is completely dedicated to his motorbikes, and another's dedicated to his cars. It's ridiculous. I honestly believe that if you're not native Canadian, like if you don't have ancestry here, you can't buy land here. I think that's the way it should be, and I think that's the way it should always be. Because Canadians now, like people like myself, they can't afford land. They can't afford to buy a house. They can't afford to do anything. We're so taxed here nowadays, and with this 50% increase on on the carbon tax that Justin Trudeau put up on us. So food costs have gone up exponentially in the last 8 years. Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. You go to the grocery store and you spend like $100 and you might be able to eat for a day. It's ridiculous, and it's because of the carbon tax and everything else, and the farmers are struggling, and Alberta's struggling because the carbon tax. So companies are moving out of Alberta. Big oil and gas is moving out of Alberta, and all these Chinese nationalists, expatriates coming into Canada, buying up all the land. All these East Asians buying up all the land and all the businesses. It's bad, man. Diversity is not our strength. Diversity is our weakness. And if I was Prime Minister of Canada, I'd make sure that that only native-born Canadians could buy land, and I would end the globalist. I'd end the globalist agenda that Canada's for sale. But it's a little too late for us now. And that's what the Democrats want. They want a Canadian system down in the United States. They want to bring in the globalist agenda. They want to tax us so much that we can't afford to live. So we're debt slaves for the rest of our existence. And this is the most important election in history. It is going to be a bloody, bloody mess. And the Democrats are going to cheat. You know they're going to cheat. You absolutely know they're going to cheat. If you got two brain cells to rub together, you know they're going to cheat. Because they can't win. Even in Canada, not even 3 days ago, we had a Trump rally in Canada. We had Canadians for Trump. There's a rally in Alberta, and it was a rally for Trump. Because Canadians, there's a lot of expats here too in Canada. Like a lot of people moved here during the Vietnam War. Draft dodgers and stuff like that moved up, especially where I am in British Columbia. We've got a bunch of hippies running around. They all hate Trump, of course, but liberals hate Trump, of course, because liberals have brain damage. Not libertarians, but liberals, far leftists. They're all brain dead. They're all brain damaged. Their cognitive dissonance is beyond belief. Like all these professors and far leftists pushing propaganda. It's ridiculous, but invading the school system and everything else, making life difficult for just normal people that just want to work and, raise kids and have a family and shit. It's crazy, man. Crazy, man. But yeah, there's going to be some controversy against for Trump when he elects a new Supreme Court justice. It's going to be just like Kavanaugh all over again. Whoever he elects, they're going to try to smear him and make sure that that they scream really loud. Democrats are evil. I'm at this point in time. They're owned and operated by George Soros, ran by Hillary Clinton and the Clinton Foundation. And Joe Biden, how could they even elect somebody like Joe Biden? The guy is such a liar. He's demented. He doesn't even have a single clue what's going on. But the Democrats are pushing no matter what. It's to get Kamala Harris in there. I think that's and then once if for some reason Joe Biden does get in, what's going to happen is he's going to resign. because he won't be able to do the job. And then Kamala Harris will come in, and then it's all to get Hillary back in the White House. That's what it's all about, because everybody knows that Kamala Harris is as corrupt as they come. Joe Biden is as corrupt as they come. And Hillary Clinton is a demon. She is one of the most evil people in the world. I don't care. She's such a pathetic human being. She, I can't wait. I can't wait till she gets arrested and thrown in jail. Gets thrown to the death penalty, crimes against humanity, everything else. Her and the Clinton Foundation, absolutely evil. Completely evil. The Democrat Party ran and operated by George Soros. Not just George Soros. He's just the most predominant figure in the globalist agenda. He doesn't have any qualms about it. Palpatine. He is an evil, evil man. And Bill Gates and all the people who support him, all the people that listen to him. Dr. Fauci's another one, agent of evil. Like, it's not about left and right. It's not about conservative or liberals. It is about good and evil now. There is nothing more than righteous people to stand up and be counted. We need, you can say what you will about Donald J. Trump, but the bottom line is the dominoes are starting to fall. I've said this in other videos. The dominoes are starting to fall. And if Trump does get elected, another promise kept, drain that swamp. And that goes around the world. POTUS has done a lot of stuff to cement the plan, the greater plan. The greater plan is to drain the swamp, bring honor and integrity back to elections and government, so people actually have faith in government. And POTUS has done a lot of good work, behind the scenes to bring order into the world, because the globalists know, like Canada's lost already. Canada's lost already to the globalists. Canada has become a shithole. We're taxed to death. We are the beta model for what's going to happen, where we're just debt slaves, and we're gonna have to move into cities and big towers, and they're pushing all this no land and blah blah blah. No ownership of things and blah blah blah. Like Zeitgeist. I was watching Zeitgeist. I like Zeitgeist. But he's a socialist, and he doesn't understand the value of ownership. Yeah, he had some good points there, but the bottom line is that who cares if I only use my computer 45 minutes out of the day? If I want to use my computer, I don't want to have to call up somebody and reserve my computer so I can use it. It's ridiculous. Or I don't play guitar and if I feel like playing guitar, I don't feel like having to call somebody and say, hey, can I reserve a guitar so I can play it? That's retarded ownership of property and possessions. I'm not materialistic, but still. As well as I do, is you lend a book to somebody and you get it back. It's not the same book as you got it, because if you own the book, you're going to take care of the book. If you don't own the book, you could give two shits about the book, right? Or a CD. For those people that are my age, they know what CDs are. You lent your CD to a buddy, and then you get it back, and it's all fucking scratched and broken or whatever, because people don't give a shit about things that aren't theirs. And it's to bring in more sheeple. Anyways, that's 24 minutes, and thank you, and hopefully this is good, and maybe I'll post today.